Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Agent's Edge. My name is Ryan Polimeni. Today we're going to talk about how to market to your current book of business. Now, unfortunately, too often salespeople neglect their current book of business. And there are so many more ways that you can help your clients, and you're not doing it. Why? Because most salespeople focus on the next client. And I get it. Listen, in sales, your job is to create new prospects, to make more sales. But unfortunately, the current book gets neglected, and there are so many more opportunities, so many more referrals, so many more things that you can do to work with your current book to help you grow your business. Now, if you've been in business for more than 5 to 6 years, more than half of your sales should be coming from referrals and your current book of business. The other 50%, you probably have to go out there, do prospecting, and that prospecting never ends. You always want fresh clients, new clients, the way you build your business. But I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things that really drastically changed for myself and a lot of the people that I coach, and I talk to them about these kind of things, is what's your current book like? How many clients do you currently have? Like, if you've been doing sales for 5 or 6 years, you probably have 100 plus clients that you work with in the past. The question that I have for you is, when was the last time you talked to them? I was coaching an advisor a couple weeks ago, and we were having this conversation about, you've been in business for 10 years. You're doing $2 million a year in sales right now, and you want to get to $10 million, which no problem. I'll teach you how to do it. But the first thing that I want to do is teach you how to become more profitable instead of spending fortunes on marketing to go from 2 to 10 million. That's a big jump. But I promise you, we could go back and we can find another 2 to 3 million on top of your 2 million you're doing annually, right, to get you to 5 million without doing any new prospecting. And so we started having this conversation about, when was the last time you went to your book of business? He's like, I haven't. He's like, I kind of just move on to the next, and I'm doing $2 million of new business. I said, well, here's a couple things and a few strategies that I want to give to you that our firm implements that could really change the way that you're doing business. Number one, when was the last time you did an educational webinar exclusively for your client alone? He said, we don't do them. I was like, so the first thing you need to do is bring the exclusivity and education component to your book of business. Now, you can do that by simply gathering up the data. Hopefully you have a CRM system of data of all their names and emails. And what you want to do is set up a monthly educational topic and blast that out to all your clients and get them re-engaged with you. Maybe you haven't talked to them in 2 years, which you should be doing your annual reviews, but maybe you haven't talked to them in a few years. Maybe it was a life insurance policy you wrote 4 or 5 years ago and you haven't had any communication with that client since. Look, that's the industry. I hate to break it to you. Most of you watching, you're probably guilty of that. I was early on. I was terrible at going back to my book of business early on. I just was always on to the next lead, on to the next one. But it was a hard lesson to learn, and it cost me a fortune. But here's the thing. I don't want you to keep making those mistakes. So what you should be doing is building a database of all of your clients. If you're not using a CRM system, this would be the time to do it. We use Redtail in our office. Absolutely love it. And it's a way to gather up data, gather up information on your clients so that once a month, you can send your clients an email saying, hey, join us, March 3rd or whatever day you're doing it. Join us on this day at this time to learn about this financial planning topic. And you could do an entire financial planning series if you're in the financial world every single month. If you're in real estate, you could do a real estate topic. If you're in the mortgage business, so whatever sales business you're in, you could do an educational topic every single month. And what does it do? It keeps your current book engaged with you, right? It's a touch point every single month. It keeps you in front of the client. And maybe you can do educational pieces on things that they didn't even know you offer. Or maybe you just started to offer new services. Look, maybe you've been in the insurance business for 5, 6 years, and now you're adding taxes to your firm, or you're adding wealth management to your firm, or you're trying to do more in the annuity space. Well, what a phenomenal way to do an educational piece around the new services you're offering, right? So for example, you could do, if you're starting to get into the wealth management, you could go to your book of business and say how to build the perfect portfolio. And you can get people onto your website. They're your current clients, your current book of business. You could be talking about portfolios, and they go, Ryan, I didn't even know you do portfolios. What a great way for them to call you back, or you can even call them, say, hey, Bob, I saw you registered and I saw you were on my webinar. Great to talk to you again. What did you take from my webinar that I just did? And now you're engaging with that client. You're talking about the new services that you offer. If you've ever wanted to learn how to write over $5 million a year in annuity volume, Level Up Advisors Academy was built for you. In this academy, we talk about things like how to do massive annuity production, assets under management, big whole life and IUL cases. Look, 5 years ago, before I built this product, I didn't even know how to spell the word annuity, but a simple system that I learned allowed me to write over $5 million a year in annuity production, and now over $10 million a year. I took what I know, the system that I've built, and I put it into Level Up Advisors Academy for you to be able to have access to it 24/7 on demand. If you've ever want to take your business to the next level, this academy was built for you. Click the link below to get access today. Look forward to work with you in the future. So that could be one really important way to stay in touch, is that email marketing system. And again, do it with the education component of a webinar. Obviously in today's world with COVID, a lot of the times webinars are the way to do it. It's what we do. We do webinars for our clients on a consistent basis. I love staying in touch with my clients. I love letting them know, that we do this and we do that, because there's so many people I've talked to over the last 10 years, like I'm sure you have too, that don't even know all the things that you offer. Maybe you're not really good at annuities and you're trying to really learn the annuity game. You could do an entire webinar on how to create a personal pension and use an annuity to do so. At the very end of the webinar, somebody could email you or fill out a survey that says, hey, I would like more information on how I can create a private pension. I don't have a pension at work. I have a 401k. I don't know how to convert that into an income for life. And that could be your foot back in the door with a client that maybe you saw 5 years ago and didn't really know much about annuities then, but you're doing really well with them now. Do not neglect this piece of your business. The other thing that is so important to you building an internal brand with your book of business is to do client appreciation events. And it's something that should be done on a regular basis. And I know with COVID and everything going on, people are a little more reluctant to do them. So do it as safe as possible. Do them outdoors, when it's nice and warm out. But a client appreciation event is a phenomenal way for you to build your personal brand and build long-lasting relationships with your clients. And something that could be as simple as take everybody out to lunch. Like, it doesn't have to be this expensive thing. I see these Ruth Chris steakhouse dinners and all. It doesn't have to be like that. I think it should be a first-class event, but it doesn't have to be an expensive first-class event. First class is how you make people feel. It's the impression that they get working with you. It's not about the $100 steak you bought them, but how do you make somebody feel when they walk through the door for your event? And hey, if you're going to come and grab a free lunch, bring a buddy. What a great way to get referrals. Bring a friend. Hey, do you have a coworker that could benefit? Bring them as well. And while you're doing it, this is not a time to do business. It is a time to build the relationships with your clients. But here's what's going to happen automatically. This person over here, your client over here, is going to see you mingling with them. They're going to, have that relationship with you. And then this person over here who's a guest that is not a client yet, they're going to see the way you treat your existing clients, and your other clients are going to be ambassadors for you at that event. They're going to say, oh, you're not working with Ryan yet? You got to work with Ryan. He is phenomenal. Let me tell you what he did. He did this, he built this strategy for me. And by the end of the event, you have 10, 15 people there that are guests that are lining up to say hi to you, to meet you, to book an appointment with you. And for what? A couple $100 event you put on? Phenomenal way to build your brand and get referrals. Now, lastly, here's what I'm going to tell you what you can do to really tap in your book of business. In my firm, we built something called an ambassadors program. And an ambassador program can be built in multiple different ways. But what it is we are rewarding our clients that refer business to us. So a lot of the time it's uncomfortable. I say, oh, I told 5 of my coworkers about you. great. They're never going to call. So how do you incentivize people to have them give you their information? Well, number one, you can say, hey, we built the website. You can just put their name and email information in, and we'll reach out to them. That's something very simple. It's not invasive. You're not asking for their phone number, and, if you want to, you can, but you're not asking for, their home address or anything crazy like that. It's just a simple way for me to get in touch with them. And you can just send an email, say, hey, Bob gave me your contact information. He's a client of ours. He's been a client of ours for a while. I just want to see if there's anything I can do to help you. And let that person respond back. Yeah, oh yeah, Bob told me all about you. I've been meaning to reach out to you. That's how some of the conversations typically go. One of the ways that we like to incentivize our clients is to, offer them a charitable donation in their name. We're not paying people for referrals, but what we're doing is we're offering a charitable donation in somebody's name. So if you refer somebody to us, we'll make a $50 donation in your name. So something nice like that can be incentivizing. And what we like to do is if you become an ambassador of our firm, we're going to treat you like royalty. We treat all our clients like royalty, but we're going to do some exclusive things like exclusive webinars and exclusive events only for our ambassadors. What does that do? Well, that creates, a lot of your clients want to be a part of that. Bro, how do I become an ambassador? I saw the event that you posted on social media. My best friend is a client. They're an ambassador, and they went to this extravagant party you threw for them. How do I become an ambassador? Well, we do X, Y, and Z with referrals. So those are a few things that you can do to go back to your book of business, nurture the relationships, market to it, make more sales out of it, and treat your clients like royalty. People need to be felt and made felt. People want to be a part of something special. It is your job to create a special environment for your clients that are going to want to do more business with you and refer more friends to you. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you like this, comment below, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We got a lot more content coming out. We want to make sure you get notified of it. We'll see you on the next show.